right, everybody. Make sure you can hear me. Have a lot of crazy stories for you today. I want to make sure my audio is good, so bear with me here 1 second. But yeah, a lot of crazy stories out of Texas right now. Let me see. Bear with me here 1 second. All right, we're good. Audio is good. Yeah, a lot of crazy stories out of Texas right now. All right, so we're good. Like I said, crazy stuff. First one is a teenager was charged with arson out of Fort Worth, setting cars on fire, tied to an extremist group. That's wild. And what is the other one? A woman was, out of jealous rage, attacked a woman with a 25-pound weight at a gym because she saw a woman who she thinks her boyfriend is apparently cheating on her with. Man. And then Uber drivers face kidnapping charges. Creepy Uber drivers are charged by the FBI. Federal charges for being very creepy and assaulting women. Be careful out there. Also, there's a garage door prank happening in Arlington. Teenagers kicking and banging on garage doors. They've taken it from the front doors to the garage. Crazy. Be careful with that. And what else? Former New York City Mayor Eric Adams has words with a crazy mass lunatic at DFW airport. Let's jump into it.
17-year-old who set multiple cars on fire in Fort Worth is also linked to an overseas extremist group. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Police say Evan Banda recorded video of Crowley Middle School that was part of a series of threatening social media videos. He's also charged with possession of child pornography. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager has more on how police connected him to the crimes. Peyton.
Steve and Heather, just last week, the public and Fort Worth police became concerned when these threatening social media videos circulated online. One of the videos included a man in a hockey mask standing in front of a Nazi flag, saying that he was going to cause mass violence. Some of the other videos said that they were going to target North Texas schools. One of the schools mentioned Crowley Middle School, which is just around the corner from where this 17-year-old lives.
We immediately began looking into this video and determined that it was likely produced overseas by an extremist hate organization.
Fort Worth police say that hate organization used footage of Crowley Middle School in its threats of mass violence. Video the department now says was recorded by 17-year-old Evan Banda.
In coordination with Fort Worth Fire Arson found that there's a link between the videos threatening mass violence as well as some videos of the 5 arsons that occurred in South Fort Worth.
The terrorism charges came just days after Banda's arrest in a string of arsons.
Gosh.
Police believe Banda set 5 cars on fire in his neighborhood near Fox Run Park between Christmas and New Year's. Each car less than a mile and a half from the suspect's house.
17 years old, setting cars on fire.
17-year-old was arrested last week.
You gonna go to jail
When tactical vehicles swarmed a street in South Fort Worth. SWAT and police surrounded Banda's home as neighbors were getting ready for school and work. Court documents revealed once in custody, Banda showed investigators videos of himself lighting the fires in the middle of the night. Evidence from his cell phone and further interviews led Fort Worth police to broaden their investigation. Police not expanding on exactly what that evidence was.
They found that Banda acted in support of those extremist ideologies, and he was ultimately arrested for terroristic threat and terrorism. We're going to look into these threats, investigate them to their fullest, and take action when action is necessary.
Fort Worth police say additional evidence was found to charge Banda with possession of child pornography. Fort Worth police do not believe Banda was acting with anyone else here locally, but they do tell me more charges could be coming. Federal charges could be coming. Tonight, he remains in the Tarrant County Jail. His bond is set at $1.9 million.
Man, 1.9 million. This guy does not need to be on the streets. 17 years old, lighting cars on fire. And he's not only that, he's also a pedophile. Guy's a pedophile. I wonder what's going to come of this. But here's also some more footage of neighbors talking about what happened.
Well, several vehicles like this one have been set on fire on the south side of Fort Worth, but police just arrested someone suspected of arson. There have been multiple fires set in the past couple of weeks near Crowley and Risinger Road, and Scoop Jefferson just got new reaction to the arrest from people who live nearby.
This is new video showing a vehicle fire set on purpose in a string of fires throughout a Fort Worth neighborhood.
And I look outside, cars like on fire, it looks like a big explosion. And my mom was sleeping and I start yelling out, "There's a fire, there's a fire."
The vehicle, especially equipped for Lael Audie's paraplegic brother, caught on fire December 31st. Lael heard the fire outside, immediately searched for her brother, fearing the worst.
I went downstairs to make sure my brother wasn't in the car, and thankfully he wasn't.
In all, 5 different vehicle fires in the same South Fort Worth neighborhood from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day. Arson investigators say all set by one person, 17-year-old Evan Banda. Interim Fire Chief Ray Hill announced his arrest after their joint investigation with police.
These fires were set during late night hours, typically between 11 and 2 a.m. and follow a concerning pattern.
We're able to collaborate as a team. It's amazing. And so, yes, I think
he knows that between those hours, a lot of people are sleeping. Not many cars in the streets at those hours.
All are happy about it.
And I mean, not many cars driving by. Not a lot of traffic going on.
With this particular case.
According to court documents, investigators identified Banda by his clothing and his hairstyle, captured on home security cameras. The 5 fires, investigators say, set overnight after he found unlocked vehicles out of plain view.
I'm relieved that he is no longer on the street.
After finding one of their family cars on fire, Michelle Barrera is grateful no one got hurt, relieved about the arrest in the case, and shared these words about the young suspect.
The effects that he put on to our family, onto the community, the scare that we had, but I would also want him to get help.
During their news conference, authorities shared, although just 17, Banda is charged as an adult. In Fort Worth, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
Rightfully so. You should be charged as an adult for that nonsense. I mean, first, I do want to say one thing. Lock your doors. Maybe some of these cars, locks are broken, I don't know, but if not, please lock your doors at night on your house, your apartment, wherever you live, your cars. Make sure your car is secure because people do crazy things. Don't leave anything in plain sight that looks enticing for somebody crazy or somebody wants to steal something or just don't leave it open, period. All right, so that's wild. We'll see what happens with that guy. Hopefully there will be some more updates and this guy gets put away for a very long time. All right, now I want to move on to this woman here out of Houston area.
Tonight, investigators say
attacks a woman at a gym using a 25-pound weight.
Possible love triangle turned violent and is making national headlines.
Last week, an Humble woman was arrested after authorities say she threatened to drop a 25-pound weight on a woman her boyfriend was involved with at a gym. According to deputies, it happened at the 24-Hour Fitness in Spring. Our Matt Doherty joins us live. Matt, you spoke with the suspect tonight.
Yeah, she tells me she's not ready to talk about what happened. Deputies tell me what happened at this gym could have been deadly.
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, in this case, a 25-pound weight.
This is 25-year-old Erilyn Martinez, who the Precinct 4 Constable's office says could have killed a woman during her workout last week.
Not very often with weights and not very often at a gym.
Captain Juan Flores says it appears Martinez was overcome with rage at the 24-Hour Fitness in Spring on the night of January the 6th.
So they're probably just using the facility at the same time.
Martinez apparently saw a woman she recognized working out on the floor.
These two individuals don't necessarily know each other to our knowledge.
Deputies say Martinez believed the woman was involved with her boyfriend. That's when they say cell phone video shows Martinez take a 25-pound weight, rush toward the woman on the ground, then say, quote, "I'm going to drop this plate on you," then throw the plate toward the woman's head. Captain Flores says the woman on the floor moved out of the way just in time.
Luckily, people that were around stepped in and calmed the situation.
After that, Martinez left the gym, but was later arrested.
If you make the bond, don't go back to that gym.
Martinez is currently free on a $1,000 bond. Captain Flores says deadly weapons can come in many forms, even those you never thought.
We do know a 25-pound weight, or any weight near those pounds, can be a deadly weapon, considering where you hit the person at.
In spring, I'm Matt Jordan.
I mean, you see, it was the judge told her, if you get on bond, just don't go back. I mean, it's crazy how people who are accused of these crimes can just go, can bond out and are let back out on the streets. I mean, what's to say she's not going to go back there and try to find this woman? My best advice to her is just, if you think your boyfriend's cheating on you, get to the bottom of it. And if he is, and you know it, then break up with him. He's obviously not worth it anyway. And she went to jail for this nonsense, and maybe she'll go back to, she'll go back to jail. We'll see. And those two will be together, happily together. I mean, it's not worth it. If you suspect somebody cheating on you, get to the bottom of it. If they are, it's your time to leave. Don't attack women with the mistress or whatever it is, the other person with a weight. Who knows? Maybe she didn't know that she was, that the guy she's seeing is in a relationship. Maybe she didn't think of that. Obviously, some people don't. But it's possible that this woman had no idea that he was with somebody. Yeah. All right, so let's move on from that. I'm going to try to run through this because I do have somewhere to be today in a little bit. So I'm going to go to the next story here. Uber drivers face federal kidnapping charges related to inappropriate conduct with passengers in the Houston area. This is wild. One of these guys fled the country.
For joining us this evening at 6, I'm Keith Garvin. These are the 4 men that we have been talking about. Investigators believe there could be more victims from these violent attacks during Uber rides. KPRC 2 News reporter Bryce Newberry is live at the Federal Detention Center downtown. And Bryce, the allegations are pretty concerning.
Keith, they are. Federal investigators say these suspects avoided following the routes on their apps or wouldn't let these victims get out of their vehicles. In some cases, those victims reported taking rideshare because they were too intoxicated to drive themselves. So tonight, all 4 of these men have been federally indicted for kidnapping, and investigators believe this may be just the start. These are the 4 Houston area rideshare drivers facing up to life in prison, accused of violent sexual attacks on Uber riders across the city.
These cases hit home for many of us. We've trusted rideshare drivers with our safety and that of our families and friends.
The incidents involving several victims have happened at these pickup points and more over the last 5 years, according to the indictments. In all cases, prosecutors say Uber terminated the driver accounts.
These 4 men are accused of disguising themselves as trusted rideshare drivers to kidnap, sexually violate, and assault female passengers.
In the case of Barney Flores, the victim told investigators she passed out in his back seat and woke up to him on top of her. A rape exam revealing his DNA, and federal investigators found screenshots on his phone, according to records, showing the pickup and drop-off location of several women. For Cesar Martel, investigators say he has at least 2 victims, allegedly strangling both of them before or during the sexual assaults, and records reveal he got 8 years of probation on Harris County charges connected to the crimes. But
see, like the guy was saying before, you trust these rideshare. You trust that people are going to do the right thing. Thank you, Regina, for check out Mixed Sex Report on YouTube. Make sure you retweet the space. Happy Saturday. Thank you very much. Yeah, you suspect these people are going to do the right thing. Of course, you can't trust everybody, But you get into these ride share, Uber, Lyft, with somebody you don't know, and their job is to take you to your destination. You're intoxicated, your friend's intoxicated, whoever, and you expect them to take you to your destination, and that's it. Not sexually harass women.
Now he's one of 3 defendants already charged at the state level, facing federal time.
There's certain federal structural advantages that we wanted to bring to bear in these cases, given the gravity of the offense.
42-year-old Abdu Mbake is the only defendant not in custody. He's been wanted since last October, records show. But investigators say he booked a one-way flight out of the country last summer, more than 2 years after he allegedly raped a 22-year-old passenger at a motel.
This guy fled the country. He said, I'm out of here.
The arrests are the first of Operation Lighthouse, now targeting sexual abuse involving rideshare apps. The arrests are...
I want to look at these suspects real quick. This one here, he just looks like a creep, just about based off his mugshot. I hope that was not his profile picture on his Uber app. Please don't show that to women. Don't show it to anybody if you're picking them up.
The first of Operation Lighthouse, now targeting sexual abuse involving rideshare apps.
Rideshare companies have long offered their safe and reliable services that we've all come to trust. To the drivers that seek to exploit that public trust, let me be clear. We will find you, we will arrest you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
All right, real quick. My friend Regina out of West Virginia is asking about... what is Operation Lighthouse? Yeah, it's an operation to combat going after these creeps on these rideshare apps. Let me do a quick research. Operation Lighthouse. Yes, Regina, we need to collab soon. I wanted to do that this week. Some things got in the way, and I had to pump some videos out on my channel, but we'll make that happen. Operation Lighthouse. Let's see. Rideshare. If I don't find it right now, I'll look it up later. Oh, here you go. Here it is. I found an article, and I'll read this real quick. Operation Lighthouse is a new initiative to combat sexual assault of rideshare passengers. New Southern District of Texas initiative has resulted in the return of 4 separate indictments. This is the same story I'm talking about. But yeah, this is part of Operation Lighthouse, going after these drivers who exploit the trust of their passengers will face the full force of the law in the Southern District of Texas. Operation Lighthouse is sending a mistakenly clear message. If you abuse your position to hurt others, we will find you, we will arrest you. You might not find the guy who fled the country, and we will prosecute you. Every passenger deserves to arrive at their destination safely. My office will fight to make that happen. U.S. Attorney Ganeji. Hope I said that correctly. If not, I'm sorry, Mr. Attorney. But let's keep going here.
And Uber tonight is responding that these alleged crimes have no place on the platform. The company also saying that they banned these drivers immediately after they got reported. Tonight we know that at least one of these defendants has been ordered to remain in custody here at the Federal Detention Center pending trial. We do not yet know about the other defendants as they were just arrested in the last 24 hours or so. But investigators do believe that these men may have additional victims. If you are a potential other victim, or if you've had another incident involving a driver or a rider, tonight you are urged to call 1-800-CALL-FBI.
There's some crazy drivers in the background, so that horn blowing going on. Now, Regina's asked, hold on, I want this to play. Regina asks, is a rideshare a U.S. Let's read this comment.
Baker takes pride.
This thing's acting a little bit slow. So what is Uber doing to get these drivers? What is the application process to be an Uber driver? I think they should start there. What do you think? And she also asked, is the rideshare a government program or is it private like Uber? Yeah, I mean, these are private companies they're going after. These are private companies, Uber, Lyft, targeting these creepy drivers. Now, that is a good question. What is the application process to be a driver? They do a background check. and they screen you and all that. But that does not mean that you have not committed a crime, so you're not a pervert. Some creepy guy can go apply to be an Uber driver, but he's never had a criminal record. No, he's never been found guilty of anything, nothing. He may have harassed countless women, and you don't know what he's capable of doing. And that's what's scary about this. That is what's scary about when you get into a ride share, especially a woman, when you get into these things and you don't know who's in front of the wheel. Now they do have the option, I believe it's Lyft. I don't know if Uber's doing it. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. One of these two or both now have the options for women drivers to choose women only. And I'm okay with that. I'm on board with that because I don't want that. Is scary, crazy and scary. Yes, it is. Very scary. Because, if an intoxicated woman gets into another car with some creep, anything can happen. You saw this one guy strangling women and taking advantage of her. And there was another situation back in Plano last year or so, maybe a year before last, that I talked about. And he took a 13-year-old girl to a hospital or something to see her. Took her to a therapist. And he sexually harassed her. He started asking her all kinds of crazy things. What kind of position all crazy stuff. Thankfully, this guy was put away. But that's the problem, is that you don't know who you're getting in the car with. But they are trying to put things in place to prevent these things from happening. And I think it's smart that the FBI or the DOJ, at least a portion here in Texas, the Southern District, are targeting these people. They're targeting these creeps because it'll make people think twice. You find them. Okay. Virginia says that is really cool. Thank you everybody for who's tuned in right now. If you missed anything, go back and play this. With some great stories for you, some wild stories. I don't know if I would call them great because some of them are just very strange. That is really cool. That is really cool that they can choose women drivers. I don't know if some women are just as dirty as the men can be. Let me stop. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some women are worse. They may try to harass a man. Me as a man, I think I'll have a better chance to take on a creepy woman driver than just because men are stronger physically. I mean, I know Democrats may not believe that. They think we're all just one. And women can be men, and women can have children. I mean, men can have babies and all that crazy stuff. But that's another story for another day. Let's see. I think it should fully be on the private company, and it's sad that taxpayers have to fund something like this. I don't even know what to say about this. Yeah, I get that. But this is where we are. But our tax dollars do pay to go after criminals. So there's that. I think it should be a collaborative effort between these two, and I'm actually happy about this. So, yeah. All right, let's move on to our next story. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, hold on, I have something else for you. North Texas police issue warning. Yes. North Texas police issue warning on garage door kicking trend. These dumbass kids, again, at this nonsense. Man.
I haven't changed up too much of the decoration.
Lee Baker takes pride in his Arlington home.
It was my grandma's home, and I bought it from my family after she passed.
It's a house full of memories and usually a welcoming place to those who knock. But those who came kicking, they weren't guests.
It's happened twice now. I wasn't home for the first time.
Baker says on Wednesday, a group of teens kicked his garage door.
I'm doing some work on my computer and it's just like very loud.
Arlington police say they haven't arrested anyone yet, and they are working to identify them. It may not look like much, but this is costly.
Could be upwards of, up into 1,000 more.
And he's not the only one.
This is all dented and caved in.
Just a few houses up the street, Jacqueline Chambers says her garage door was hit earlier this week.
And next thing you know, bam, 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 bam. Both my husband and I jumped up going, what was it?
Her surveillance video captured the teens running back to the vehicle, then driving off.
I work hard. My husband works hard, and for them just to come and, you know, think of it as a joke, it's not a laughing matter.
Arlington police say this is not a harmless prank, but a crime, and they warn it could be dangerous. It's a trend called the door kick challenge on social media. A dare that's just ding-dong ditch with force. Frisco last arrested after shooting 3 people in a vehicle who he believed had knocked on his door in a prank.
I want to make sure that these kids have the opportunity to become the men that they should be. And not get that cut short because they're acting a fool.
Not every trend is harmless, and in this Arlington neighborhood, this one isn't welcomed. In Arlington, I'm Richard Solomon.
Yes. Absolutely right. Let me stop
Police
this
and
story.
FBI agents say they work together to get members of a dangerous
21 dangerous gang members off the streets. That's the next story that's coming up. Not on my, never mind, that just automatically played. But anyway, these dumb kids are kicking garage doors, and it could be very dangerous. For one, you could run away, get jumped into this car, you can crash into somebody, you're speeding off, you could hurt somebody. And two, just like the reporter said, there was a man in Frisco who shot, somebody over this nonsense. He started shooting at these teenagers. And then you have let's see, Regina has something to say. And that kick challenge is going to get the door kickers shot, especially in the state of Texas. What is wrong with them? I don't know. They obviously didn't learn the lesson from the previous stories out here where people were getting shot at. Is it justified that people shoot at people and all this? No, I'm not going to chase somebody and shoot them. I'm not. But as a homeowner or your house, wherever you live, yeah, people get nervous and they get scared and they react as a way of self-defense. So, and like the one guy in Frisco who got arrested, he didn't have to go chase after him, but he wanted to teach him a lesson and scare him. And I bet those kids won't do it again. But it's stupid. Don't go kicking people's garage doors. They worked hard for their homes. They may have done some upgrades to their house. You never know. But it's not your property. Just leave it alone. The whole thing is stupid. When I was 17 years old, okay, I did something stupid once. I went egging on Halloween with a couple of friends of mine, and we hit the wrong truck. One of my friends threw an egg at this pickup truck, and it hit right on the window. The truck busted a U-turn and chased us for about 10 minutes. At least it seemed like 10 minutes. Then when we thought we lost him, he found us and was chasing after us. I was this close to jumping out of... Only once. He only did something stupid once. That's the one thing that really stands out. That was like this, some kind of prank where I could have been seriously injured. Yeah, I've done a lot of stupid stuff I don't want to get into some of the stuff I did. But this one here, Rusty stole underwear is major crime. Hey, shout out to Rusty. Good job for that being the worst thing you've done, because I know people who've done a lot worse. So good job to Rusty. Big Russ. Shout out to him. Yeah, so that was a scary moment when this guy in the truck was chasing after us. And I'm thankful that we lost him. We got to a red light and we were able to blow past the light. We didn't run the light, but the light turned red and the guy got stuck behind a couple of cars. Hey, we're going to kill me for telling me his story. Hey, Big Russ, it's okay. It's all right. I stole movie theater tickets one time. That's a whole different story. Yes. Praise the Lord. Thank God we have you here. Yes, I'm thankful I had, we were able to get away from this guy. I was this close to jumping out of the car and just running through neighborhoods and jumping people's fences, which could have got me in trouble as well. But yeah, I have another story for you before I close out. Let's see. Eric Adams, former Mayor Eric Adams, tells a passenger to go efforts of a crazed masked lunatic. Let's see if this plays. Hold on, here we go. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure this plays for you.
When I die, forget to stand with it.
After this ad plays, we will show you what Mayor Eric Adams, former Mayor Eric Adams, said. Now they have a crazy woke mayor, Mondavi, whatever his name is. All right, here we go.
Eric Adams, please punch me in the face. I would love if you punch me in the face. Okay, you can go too.
All right?
Yeah, you.
Those
Yeah.
days are over.
Yeah, good. Thank God. Damn. And I can see your ugly ass face everywhere. Damn.
That's nice.
Us and us, Red States too. Damn. Eric Adams, please punch me in the face.
I'm going to play it again so you can hear it in case you didn't hear it the first time.
I would love if you punch me in the face. Okay, you can go too.
All right?
Yeah, you.
Those
Yeah.
days are over.
Yeah, good. Thank God. Damn. And I can see your ugly ass face everywhere. Damn.
That's nice.
You know, for one, if he punches her in the face, she's going to be. Virginia says the lady is stalking that man, flat out stalking him. Please do. Did she ask him to punch? Yeah, she asked him to punch her in the face. And for one, she's going to be protected by that mask. So that mask is going to protect her. Anybody who's still doing that, in my opinion, is kind of crazy. Because, look, I'm not going to talk about the mask thing right now because I remember how foolish we were back in 2020, 2021. But yeah, the mask will protect her from the fist flying to her face from Eric Adams. He's smart enough to not do that. He's not going to do that, obviously. He didn't. But I think he was smart to, hey, go F yourself. Get out of my face. And told her, let's see, the Brooklyn's going to come out in me. The Brooklyn's going to come out. Eric Adams is tired of these people, these lunatics. Regina said, especially the ones who are wearing masks while driving in their car and the only one in the car. Yes, I think that is complete lunacy. There's something psychologically wrong with those people. And I believe there was a study done with that there was something that's not right in their heads. The wire was not correct. The wire was a little loose. It wasn't tied correctly or something. These masks were making people act like fools, maniacs. The masked lunatics. But yeah, that's a crazy story with former Mayor Eric Adams getting off the flight in DFW and this lady stalking him. Why do people think that they have a right to do this? Why do they think that it is okay to harass these people? Well, she took advice from Maxine Waters. From Maxine Waters when she said, he doesn't work for the Trump administration, but I think Eric Adams went independent and he spoke out about the border. And he saw what was happening with the Joe Biden border crisis. Yes, it was a crisis created by Joe Biden. And they saw what was happening in New York as Governor Abbott was busing people up there. And he said, this is crazy. And he took a stance on the border situation. We knew that the wolves, the mass lunatics were going to come out after that. And they did. But thankfully he's safe. Nothing happened, and he didn't have to punch his woman in the face or anything like that because it would just be worse for him. Yeah, but I'm going to leave that right there. I have to get going. Have an event to go to. I think it's going to be a great time. But like and subscribe. Go back and watch the previous stories I talked about. Very crazy stuff here in the state. Look, there's a big state with 30+ million people. There's always something going on in this state. This big, beautiful state. We had the teen arson who was arrested linked to an extremist group. We talked about jealous rage at a gym, a woman attacking another woman with the weight who she thought her boyfriend was cheating with. And like I said, if that was the case, she should have left the guy and not attacked this woman. Creepy Uber drivers facing federal kidnapping charges. Creepy Uber drivers, be careful out there. Eric Adams. As you just heard, Eric Adams telling the masked lunatic to F herself and don't let this Brooklyn come out of me. Brooklyn's where his Jay-Z is from, and some other rapper. Who else is from Brooklyn? I don't know. But anyway, I will leave that right there. I thank everybody. Whatever you're watching this on, X, YouTube, I really appreciate you tuning in. Regina, appreciate you so much. Thank you. We're great partners in this journey together, and we need to collab soon. I wanted to do it this week, like I said, but we'll make that happen soon. Get some great stories together, and we'll set up a time and make a great video. Check out the merch store, mixtexandstore.com. Use code MixTex to get 10% off, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care. Have a great Saturday, by the way. And the Panthers lost last weekend, so whatever. We did better than we expected to, so yeah. I don't know who I'm going for now. Maybe the Texans, because it's the Texas team. Yeah. All right. Take care, everybody.